Good morning. I want to give a quick shout out to all the men here in the room because women can't work on women's issues alone, so thank you to the men that are here. So as I mentioned, my name is Vanessa. I wanted to show us a picture of who I am through the amazing women who inspire me. Two that I want to call out in particular are Sarah Bonta, who's here today. She leads our corporate social responsibility efforts at Square. And then Sarah Fryer, who is our amazing CFO and 100% supporter of anything and everything we do. So particularly I'm going to talk about women in STEM and community and civic outreach programs related to that. So currently there are 20% of software developers who are women. If you look at the diversity numbers, it's actually lower in most industries around here. And then if you look at the future, similar to law, after 12 years, about half of the women in STEM have left, compared to 20% of professional women overall. So there's clearly a retention problem that we have in tech as well. And you look at the future, and by 2020, 1.4 million jobs are going to be open in computing, and only 29% of graduates are projected to fill those positions in the US. So we don't have enough now, they're leaving, and there's a ton of opportunity in the future. We saw this at Square, and so in 2012, we started working on an initiative called Code Camp. Code Camp is a 5-week program where we bring 20 women from around North America. They're all leaders in their community, they're studying engineering, and they want to help change the world. And so we bring them to our office, they do leadership sessions, they do technical training, one-on-one mentorship. They work with a local nonprofit and actually build projects for a nonprofit. And by the end of the week, they are committed to helping each other in their careers and really changing the tech industry overall. We've run this program 4 times, including a couple weeks ago. We just wrapped up our 4th one. And we've seen really great success, which I'll talk about at the end of my presentation. But we knew we had to do more, and so we started looking at high school and the pipeline issue. And only 1% of high school girls expressed interest in computer science, majoring it in college. And there's only 5% of US high schools offering AP computer science. And we actually got together a panel of our interns and said, hey, how did you get into computer science? And every single one of them had taken APCS. And the stats agree with that. A student who takes APCS is 8 times more likely to major in it in college. So we looked at San Francisco, and there were only 4 or 5 high schools in San Francisco that were teaching APCS. So we got together a group of our engineers and said, well, let's teach it ourselves. So we got together. We got together an 8-month-long after-school program, 4 hours a week, 4 engineers taught it, rotating for 8 local high school San Francisco girls. We turned it into a learning and development program where we opened it to our non-engineers. And so they pair programmed 2 people to 1 computer and learned side by side. So it was also a mentorship program for local youth. Overall, we've had 100 students go through our high school and our college program so far. And some of the things we found is 96% of the participants say that Code Camp is a strong, supportive community. 96% of participants say they feel more empowered as a woman in technology after the program. And 82% speak on at least a monthly, if not daily basis. And a lot of them have gone on to be roommates, work together, and kind of help each other get jobs as they continue in tech. These are just some of the many quotes that our participants have said, but around graduation and feeling insecure. And the original reason for the college program was to try and keep women in the industry after graduating so they didn't enter this really scary place alone. And so it talks about being a woman engineer and being able to program with 20 other women where oftentimes they've never done that ever. Just to give you a quick high-level overview, we started with our college program, expanded to our high school program. On the college, I'm actually going down to Cal Poly tomorrow to run a day camp with one of our alumni. So we're now influencing 30 women around her. So we run a lot of these day camps. There's an initiative launched by 2 of our alumni at Scripps College, which is a women's college, to help empower their women and learn technical skills. We started an alumni mentorship network, so people who apply who don't get in are actually mentored by our alumni. And then we're creating a video for youth, so kind of looking at middle school. Our alumni put together this video inspiring middle school girls to enter as well. And then on the high school side, we've gotten involved with the school district. There's a great program called TEALS, which actually brings your engineers into local high schools. And so before they go to work, they're teaching CS at local high schools. So happy to talk through any of these. We're also working on a middle school program right now as well. And then just a quick piece of advice looking inside and outside the company. There's a lot of great organizations that are doing really great work. I mentioned Teal's Girls Who Code is amazing. Grace Hopper is the largest conference for women in tech. I think it's going to be 12,000 people this year. So there's all these great organizations. And then inside the company, you can look top, middle, bottom. So you need leadership buy-in. A great way to get the masses involved is mentorship. And then a grassroots effort is something like a diversity club, all of which we have at Square. So happy to talk through any and all of the above. And thank you very much.